All right.
Hey, everybody, it's Wednesday, and you're here at Litvak Leadership Live. And I'm here today with my friend Michelle Ryan, who is the owner and operator at True North, an artesian boutique with unique gifts and home goods. And we're going to talk all about that. And in the middle of the pandemic, Michelle bought a coffee shop. So we're going to talk about that too. It's a pretty interesting story. So, Michelle, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm very glad to have you here now. And in case people are wondering, Michelle is not hiding her identity like yesterday's guest who had on a map. Michelle is just surrounded by people right now that could come in at any time to talk to her because she is a busy business person. So she's keeping her mask on. But if you want to know Michelle, what she looks like, then look at the thumbnail or go to her website and it has her story. So Michelle, tell us first, in the middle of a pandemic, you decide to buy the coffee shop next door that's closing. What's up with that?
It was definitely a scary move, but I had known the owner of Quills and been business neighbors with them for many years. So I knew what kind of quality coffee that they had and how much the community really supported it and loved the coffee and the people. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't feel like it would be a negative thing by any means to take something like that over. They're an amazing company and I've always loved them. And it just seemed like a really good collaboration to take over their shop as a wholesale account and continue serving their coffee with our team.
Cool. So have you done any kind of co-branding between the coffee shop and your boutique where I don't know, buy a croissant, get 10% off a ring? I mean, I'm sure you're not doing something like that, but I mean, is there any kind of co-branding you've come up with?
Well, we haven't really done an offer like that. We're kind of doing it in the different shops that way. Sorry if I'm talking over you. It glitched and I can't tell if
you're fine.
We're talking.
It's all good.
Okay. We're usually reaching out to different shops and restaurants and saying, if you take your cup or receipt from here into their place, and then they'll tell us what kind of little coupon or discount or whatever, and then we'll kind of do that we're hopping around different places to do that with here. But I haven't really thought of something really to do for the boutique side, but we'll probably do that eventually.
Cool. So I want to show everybody. Whoops! Did I hit it right? I did not. There we go. So there's one really cool looking thing. Well, there's a lot of cool looking things on your website. Here's part of the inside of the shop. But this is what I want to talk about, this table, because this just looks so cool.
It is. That was a side table by Paul Weddington, a local craftsman who does some amazing pieces that we've had in the shop. I want every single one of them that comes through. They're very unique, and he gets some really beautiful looking wood slabs that he works on that have a lot of character in them, lots of swirls and burls and wormholes and just a lot of character that make for a really beautiful addition, like accent piece to your home. And I love it.
And then, so looking at your LinkedIn, I see that, you've done a few things, and then all of a sudden it showed that you started True North. What was your catalyst to get into being an entrepreneur?
There's a few different things. I had it kind of in my blood. My mom, she was an entrepreneur and she had her own cleaning business, and my dad was an entrepreneur and he had his own auto detailing business at points in their lives. And whenever I was little, I always liked to play store like any kid, but I guess it ran a little deeper. and when I was in
Wi-Fi connection. There
Girl
you
Scout,
are. Okay.
I was really
So
into
we all
and
disappeared, or
things
maybe you did. So tell us the story of your mom again.
Oh, mom was an entrepreneur and had her own cleaning business. Dad was as well, and he had his own auto detailing business. And so it ran deep in the blood.
Okay.
And my childhood, I was always interested in playing store like any kid, but I guess it ran a little deeper. So I, in Girl Scouts, was always interested. Since Girl Scouts, I was always interested in making things with my hands. So I just always had an appreciation for handmade and made things, whether it be paper crafts or jewelry. As I got older and kind of realized that that was like my passion.
Right.
And the business side was just as interesting to me. Usually they don't go so hand in hand, but
yeah, tell us about that. How is the business side just as interesting to you as the creative side?
I don't know. I love numbers.
But you just said it.
I don't know. It's so hard to really explain. I love numbers. I like reports. I like office supplies.
Okay.
Little things. I love it all. So it made sense for me to want to do something in the handmade realm in the store, and selling handmade goods was just the most dreamy scenario for me. I knew a lot of people who made things. I had family that did, friends. So yeah.
So what was the first professional piece of jewelry that you ever made?
I had a store in 2010. I had that for 3 years until I had to close it. And then I kept all my relationships with my artists, and then took a year off and opened True North with similar concept. But when I had my first store, I made wooden cutout on a saw, a heart, and little matching earrings that were cut out as well, which I almost took my fingers off. But so that was probably my first professional jewelry making that sold.
Cool. So when we're looking here, you know, and your website has a lot of stuff on it. I mean, let me go to here. Here's a good picture. So tell us about some of the items here. You know, there I see a wine bottle holder, but you've got some really unique stuff. Like, tell us about some of this.
A lot of the ceramic pieces you see there are by a local ceramic artist, Dallas Wooten. He is amazingly talented artist, and we carry a ton of his products. He makes a lot and brings us probably 80 at a time every.
Oh my!
Yeah. So we heavily stock his goods. They're loved in the community. People just drool over his creations. Even other ceramic artists, they just can't grasp some of his designs and how difficult they are. So he's his work is in there.
Let me see if I can make it bigger, because it's definitely. Okay, let's. Oh nope, that's not what I want to do. What about that? There we go. Does that make it easier for you? I don't know. So were you talking about like this bowl here? Okay, so let me. So what type of, you know, we see the ceramics, and I know you've got oil paintings, and you have a resident artist that does. Is it called candling? What would one call that?
She's a a candle making artist. And I've never really said it all together like that before, but she pours her candles on site most days of the week here, because this is her hub. And she has her big pouring, I'm blanking on the term, her big
vat, cauldron.
Yes, that thing.
Okay.
She's out there making them right now, actually. It smells amazing in here always. And she created our True North signature scent, which is espresso, maple, cream, and I think there's one more note in there, but it is amazing. It smells just like the coffee shop.
So, and I am a big proponent of shopping local, and it seems that like more people are getting on the bandwagon of that. Tell everyone the importance of shopping local, and not necessarily, what it means to you, but what does it mean to the artists in the community?
When you do shop local at a place like this, there's over 70 artists carried, and they're almost all local. So you can come here and make a purchase of a few different things for Christmas, for example, and you covered several artists being affected by your purchase you made at our small business. So it's not just helping one, but it's helping more than that. And of course, when you do support a small local business, the money that you spend goes further. That stays in your community, is what I'm trying to say. And
as opposed to helping Jeff Bezos buy another house.
Yes.
Because you can never have too many houses. God bless him. He had a great idea, and it's worked well for him. So, So David Noltemeyer, a longtime friend, wants to know if you have any Jamaica Blue Mountain. I don't know if that's supposed to be mountain or Mountland coffees.
Forgive me for not knowing if that is a specific Quills brand, because I've not heard of that, but we do only carry Quills coffee. So we do not have that. But if it happens to be a Quills blend, we could carry it. But otherwise, we just stick to Quills.
So wait, so you carry what kind of blends?
Quills brand coffee.
Quills. Got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so even though it's no longer Quills, you're still working with the Quills people in the background a little bit?
Yes, we wholesale their coffee beans, so we serve only Quills.
Got it. Now I understand. So how do you find your artisans that bring you different pieces of art or jewelry or whatever to promote and sell?
Well, I tell you, at first we reached out to a decent amount of people getting started, and kind of curated a little group. And then once we were open for a little while and a little more well-known in the community, artists started knowing we were there and coming out of the woodworks to submit their artwork for consideration. And it went amazingly. Almost every submission we got was just perfectly in line with what we were interested in carrying and felt like the clientele would go for, and just fitting for the shop. And so mostly they reached out to us, which was really something special.
So prior to the pandemic, did you take the artwork, the artisan work, and ever go to, do any kind of like pop-up shops at all? Or is it all about driving people to your store?
I'd say before I moved into this bigger space, which was a little pandemic. I think I've been in this space for 2 years now, the bigger space, because I was in the smaller space in the building. When I moved over here is when I stopped doing events and booths outside of the shop. So everything is focused in-house now. I just try to maximize our in-house things.
So when you have different artists come talk to you and look at promoting their work, what advice do you have for them to make it something that the public would enjoy, yet still stay true to what they believe that they should be doing? Yeah, that's a deep one. I don't know where I got that question, but there you go. Chew on that for a second.
Oh gosh, I don't know if this will answer your question properly, but just don't zip through everything. Put your heart and quality into each item that you make, and it's not a big deal if you make a zillion of something, because it's better the less and the more unique anyway. But just make sure that quality is there. If you're going to put it into a shop or ask that a shop carry it, just make sure that is that quality isn't sacrificed for quantity.
Absolutely. So you have some people that will bring you multiples, like I know you'll have like small cards and magnets and things like that, in addition to larger pieces of art that are wall hangings or table art. Do people come in sometimes with 30 of the same thing and expect that you'll take all 30?
Sometimes.
Okay. Yeah. And you laugh. So the answer is obviously no, I don't need 30 of these.
I have worked on getting some backstock areas available in case. But I do like to take less at a time.
Sure. So what would you say to, budding entrepreneurs out there about how you have handled the pandemic and how it would benefit them from your experience?
I would say it would be a good idea to make sure that you look up and are aware of all the resources available to you in a time like this, because it is really a lot easier and a little less stressful to know about and easily access those things than in the moment it happening and your rug completely being pulled out from underneath you, because that is a stress like no other. But just at any point, being aware and looking up and trying to find out those things that are there is a really good step to take, even if it might not be needed. But
so what kind of resources? So what kind of resources can you recommend?
Definitely the Small Business Association website is a wealth of knowledge. If you Google things like pandemic resources for small businesses, Google search like that should bring up things that would be helpful. I know the SBA was helpful for me, and places like Square, if you use Square as a point of sale or credit card processor, they offered things like PPP loans. But
oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea that they were offering that.
Yeah, I didn't have, the shutdown for me happened before I had employees, and I wasn't set up as an employee of my own business, so I didn't really have a lot to work with to ask for any help. So that was a difficult time for me, being shut down and scared. But had I had looked up and kind of prepared myself with the knowledge of this stuff before, I would have been in a little less stressful place.
So how long were you actually shut down for?
I closed a little bit before they mandated us to close, and total, I believe, was 7 weeks.
Wow.
Scary.
Wow. Oh yeah. And did you have the website up and robust before then?
Not robust.
Okay.
I had more of an informational website with maybe a couple products on it, and then the day that we closed the doors to the public, I went ahead and launched the new website with more things on it. And then as we were closed, I worked like crazy to load and photograph and load everything that I could that made sense to go on the website, to try to keep some momentum while we were down. Because rent was still going to need to be paid, even if it was deferred.
So when, if you were down for 7 weeks, how long after the reopening did you then take over Quills and rebrand it as the True North Coffee Cafe, if I'm saying it right?
Yeah, True North Coffee House.
Coffee.
It was, let's see, we opened the cafe on August 31st. And I'd say, let's see, hold on. I gotta think. Maybe a couple months.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. And it just made sense that you've got to, you've got a compliment on the website. Let's just throw this up here. Sari loves the website.
Thank you.
So, and Sari is an entrepreneur also. She has her own catering business in Las Vegas. Sari, maybe Michelle's got some items that you could have as part of your catering. It's possible. There could be some interesting things there.
I need to load a lot more. Since I reopened, my website loading kind of lacked. So I'm actually got that on my to-do list today.
There you go. Well, maybe some of your baristas would want some additional hours, and you can train them how to take the photographs and upload.
Well, that's the amazing thing. Like 3 of the 7 baristas are trained as floaters to help me with both. So I'm so happy for that.
Sari doesn't do food, staffing service, my bad. So, well, good. So you're getting everything set up with that. So where do you see the True North empire going? Because you began as a boutique, now you're a coffee house. What's the next step?
I am currently dreaming that up.
Okay. ...
Right now, I want to run with everything that's going on and work on steps towards growth and see where it takes us.
All right.
And the website too.
Fantastic. So what advice do you have for people, excuse me, when they're presented with an opportunity, and again, I'm leaning into the coffee house in the middle of, because I just think it's gutsy of you in the middle of the pandemic. Quills is deciding that this isn't quite, one would assume, what they wanted it to be, and they're looking to close it down or unload it or whatever term you want to use, and you decide to expand. I mean, what advice do you have to the entrepreneurs out there about facing challenges and expanding at the same time?
Oh, gosh. This was such a whirlwind. I don't know. I'm blanking on great advice to give.
Okay. But I mean, it was
I,
obviously something that excited you to do.
yes, I mean, I definitely followed my gut instinct and what I thought I could do, and what type of team or people that I had for a potential team around me. Um, I knew it could be something good for me and the business. So I will go with your gut, I guess, but be smart and um, have have be smart about it. Go with your gut. Be smart about it. Is that okay advice?
Yeah, no, be smart about it is good. Oh, okay. So now, what would you say is the number one thing you would define as being smart about it?
um, Another question you have me stumped on.
But obviously, you've got some knowledge and some skill here because you've expanded from the boutique into coffee. And from our conversation, it sounds like everything is going well and moving along as though you would like it. So let me ask you this: what should be the number one? What can you give people as a motivation? What is something unique that they would experience when they come into either the coffee shop or your boutique?
The coffee shop, I'd say we have a warm and welcoming environment and staff. We're all very positive people and happy and just eager to serve you. And the coffee shop the boutique side is a very inspiring space with all the artisan goods and activity of an artisan doing her craft there. And I make jewelry there as well. So, two really
Yeah,
makers working in the space. So, there's just a lot of good vibes flowing throughout both spaces that make a really nice treat to come visit and experience. Um, yeah, I'm a big follow your heart and dreams type of person. I dream big, and I my dreams do scare me, but I tackle them. I go after them, and I have good people around me that are motivating and they believe in me. So surround yourself by people who do that, who lift you up and motivate you and keep you inspired, because it'll really power you through things.
that's awesome. That is great. So we've reached the 28-minute mark, shockingly that fast. And so this is the part of the show where I turn it over to you and you take the next minute or two and tell people what you want them to walk away from this conversation with. What kind of thought, encouragement, vision, what do you want people to walk away from this with? Go.
Well, I hope it's been inspiring to pursue something if you've been thinking about it. If it's anything in the realm that I've been doing, knowing that it's obtainable, and it's um,
Oh, I think we lost Michelle. Hopefully she'll come back. We'll give it a minute. I saw her futzing with it. Maybe the screen got frozen. We'll give it a couple more seconds, but here, let me put up in the meanwhile. Can I get that up? All right. So she's got all kinds of good stuff at her shop. We didn't even talk about the candles and holiday making. But this is a great little shop that I've discovered in Louisville. Well, not in Louisville, in New Albany, Indiana. Actually, my wife discovered it. So there's all kinds of cool things there. Let me get here. We've got artist collections from whether it's, crocheted pots to traveled brands to Sweeney Todd. Look at that. AJ Murphy, all kinds of cool stuff. And I think this is going to be the most interesting ending of a Litvak Leadership Live that we've ever had, because we lost the guest at the end. But, here are her wares. And I encourage everyone to either go to her website, which is right here, or to visit the store in person and check it out, because there's cool stuff. So this has been Litvak Leadership Live, and I hope you have a great day. Be blessed.